You have set into motion Professor Upsidasium's Physiotronic Audiographic Steampunk Archive, collecting images and sounds from AnachroCon 2013. In this transmission, the extraordinary contraptions. Hello, this is Professor Upsidasium, and I'm here with the extraordinary contraptions.
Hello!
Hey, guys.
Guys, please introduce yourselves.
I am Theodore Burchard. I'm the percussionist for the Extraordinary Contraptions.
I'm Miss Sephora Bostwick. I'm the keyboardist and accordionist of the Extraordinary Contraptions.
I'm Professor Dimitri von Stadberg. I'm the bass player for the Extraordinary Contraptions.
And I am a sandwich. No, I'm Alice Fritza von Stadberg, and I play guitars and sing and write songs and mostly get into trouble.
I suppose it's worth noting that we all sing and mostly get into trouble, although Alice is definitely the head of troublemaking.
How did the contraptions meet?
Oh, goodness.
How did your...
Whoa, did you...
There's a story about beverage machines and...
Do you want the story of this dimension or the story of other dimensions?
Let's do the other dimensions.
Oh, that's good.
All right. Well, Alice and I are, of course, we are brothers, and we were separated at a very early age due to a catastrophe in our hometown. It was attacked by airship pirates, unfortunately, and we were separated and spent a very long time growing up apart. And I was lucky enough to eventually rediscover Alice. Alice is an interesting character and had been committed to an insane asylum, so I had to rescue him. And I happened to discover Ms. Bostwick here, who hails from times and dimensions unknown to us, but she is a very musical person, and I just apparently is very interested in my musical research and started tagging along with us and was instrumental, I would say, no pun intended, in assisting in the rescue of my elder brother von Stadberg here. As for Mr. Burchard, he is the unexpected drummer of the group. We had a previous drummer. He wound up on the wrong end of a gunfight.
Well, yeah, and actually, yes, Sephora met him first, according to the...
Oh, that's true.
Yes.
You wound up in the bath with him,
in the
didn't you?
bathroom. Well,
In the bathroom?
In the bathroom.
The
but-
bath wouldn't be decorous at all.
Oh, yes, well...
Well,
you know,
far be it from you to be known for being decorated.
Well,
decorous.
okay.
Well, decorated,
Granted.
maybe. I don't know.
But Theodore, why don't you tell the story of how you wound up with us?
All I know is I had my small glass out. I saw the sign that said effervescent concoctions. Now, who could pass up an effervescent concoction? Really?
Certainly
No.
not I.
I pull the lever. I'm flung through time and space, landing nearby to these three.
Apparently, effervescent concoction looks an awful lot like extraordinary contraption through
No.
beer goggles.
It's an
Now you
honest
tell me.
mistake.
Especially when it's written like this.
Happens all the time.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And you have your latest group effort there, the Extraordinary Contraptions, the Time Traveler's Constant.
Yes, that's a new album that came out this past September. It's by far our most ambitious work to date. We're really proud of it.
We really tried a lot to make it. And we did.
It is the result of a very
succeeded.
It is the result of a very successful Kickstarter campaign. Thanks so much to all of our contributors out there and to everyone who contributes to steampunk crowdfunding. We love you. We need you to support this community. Thank you.
And all those people in Ohio missing their wallets, it wasn't us.
That's a reference to a new music video that's going to be coming out very soon for a song that's on this album. The song is called Lovely Lies. Most of the filming for that was done at the Cincinnati Old West Festival. We had a bunch of wonderful folks over there that lent us their sets and their talents to make that video happen. So that'll be coming out very soon. We already have a first video out for this new album. That song is called The Prelude to the Nocturnus, which has been well known at our concerts for a while now, and we've got a fun video for that. All of our videos can be found on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel called...
And what is your YouTube channel?
It's youtube.com/thecontraptions.
And you also have just a regular webpage for your group, which is...
www.theextraordinarycontraptions.com. It is in a state of upgrading right now, so don't judge us by our website right now. The best place to interface with us at the present time until we get our new webpage up is going to be our Facebook page, which is just facebook.com/theextraordinarycontraptions. Imagine that. Basically, you can Google us and you'll find everything.
We're like the first 20 pages or something.
How did that happen?
We deep.
It's all your fault, isn't it? Good job.
That's a good
Carry on.
It's what happens when you give lap dances to people. In the wilderness.
How would you guys describe your music? because I know there's a lot of people that still have not discovered the Contraptions. How would you describe the Contraptions music?
Yes. it's a lot of little bits of everything. This part of the reason that we do what we do is because we are very eclectic. And to say very eclectic is, we've heard people call us Fleetwood Mac Oingo Boingo, all over the place with the references. And every time we make an album, we try to make it more difficult and have more different types of music and styles.
More difficult to play, not more difficult to listen to.
Well, not more, yes. Well, exactly. But
Intricate, not complicated.
yes.
That's a very good word for it, because in Time Traveler's Constant, you not only have the songs, you have interludes in between, which are telling the story.
Yes.
So it's not just a progressive rock album, so to say, where you're trying to untangle the lyrics. You're walking people through the story as you go.
Sure, no, we want people to understand where we're coming from. We're not trying to do anything that's cryptic.
I think
we like stuff that is intricate, and we want to share that.
elaborate but eminently listenable storytelling. That is what we sound like.
Epic storytelling.
Okay, we can put in epic. That's good. It's a 4-letter word. I like those.
One of the major reasons we really got into steampunk is we gravitated toward this idea of anachronism, of being able to combine disparate musical elements from all over the place. So what better way to make that plausible than to be time travelers and dimension hoppers, people who would have the opportunity to be exposed to musical styles and elements. Put that down.
You said the word.
Okay, so backing up into this dimension, how did the Contraptions get started as a band, as an idea?
You want me to tell that story?
Eh.
Once upon a time in Atlanta, Georgia, 3 musicians met. No.
Two musicians.
No,
Well,
two musicians met.
No, 3.
Well,
Okay.
They met
But
Alex.
she still doesn't know who you are.
Right,
Well, yeah.
I'm used to that.
Yeah.
Who is this person that I'm living with?
Well, I wasn't actually
Anyway.
actively playing music at the
Anyway,
time.
Sharon and I moved to Atlanta from the Washington, D.C. area in late 2003, and Alex was one of the first people that we met. Actually, we met at a pizza parlor in Decatur, Georgia.
We both met this other guy that neither one of us wanted to play with.
Yeah, well, mostly because he was a giant flake. This guy was like, you should get together with my buddy Alex and my buddy David, and we'll hang out and we'll play some music, and it'll be great. And this guy kept scheduling times for the 3 of us to show up and not showing.
Then
And the
he
2 of
wouldn't
us would
show
play
up,
together.
and
So at that point, we formed a trio with another drummer and had a very short-lived group whose name I don't think bears mentioning.
Not really.
No. And we were living together for a while, and then we got fed up with each other and spent some time apart. And we were like, you know what? I'm kind of bored. Let's get together and jam some in the living room.
We won't try and make a band or anything.
No, just for
Hey,
funsies.
why
I've
don't
got
you-
some ideas.
why don't you
Meanwhile,
come on?
Sharon's been playing keyboards again, been taking up the piano. She played keys as a child and had kind of put it down, but had recently acquired a new keyboard. We were like, hey, we could use another instrument and another voice to do vocal harmony. You want to come hang out and
No
jam in the living
pressure.
room? No pressure. We're not going to do any gigs, nothing like that. Nothing super serious, just for
We
funsies.
won't put you on a stage at Dragon Con in front of 2,000 people. That'll never happen.
So the first show with that group and with our first drummer was probably like a month or so later.
yeah,
Month and
something
a half.
like that.
And it just kind of took off from there. I knew Kevin, our original drummer, through some pit orchestra work that I had done at Georgia Tech and around town. And the 4 of us played together for, 3.5, 4 years? And then Kevin had to go his separate way. He decided that his journey took him elsewhere. And we went on a very long and drawn-out search for a new percussionist, and Tony wound up being the best fit out of everybody that we were able to talk to.
Do what?
Oh, that's right. Court-appointed drummer.
Is this your community service action?
He's the public tempo defender.
Well,
Well played, sir. Well played.
But yeah, we played with Tony for a while. It took a while for it to become very apparent that Tony was going to be the right choice for us. We played with him several times in the course of also auditioning other people, and Tony came to us the first time, and it was I hope you don't mind me telling the story, but it was honestly a little bit rough. And he's like, "Don't worry, I'm going to come back in a week or so, learn your tunes a little bit, and it'll be 100% better each time I come back." And
it was.
he was absolutely right.
Yeah.
Every time he came and played with us, the fit was twice as good. So by about the 3rd or 4th time, he was killing it.
Really? Yeah.
I mean, you'd also been playing very softly.
Well, you've
background
not been playing.
before.
You've not been playing drum set at all for some time. You were a lot of focused on your orchestral work, which is an entirely different sort of musicianship than being Animal in Dr. Teeth and the Electric
So we
Mayhem,
kept saying play louder,
which is a huge influence on our work.
You never say play louder.
As
to a
Muppets should be. As Muppets should be.
So,
Okay. So you have this album out. You are making videos for this album. What else for this part of the career?
Touring like crazy. We've got a lot of shows coming up all over the place, and we're trying to plan more and more.
Okay, we're at AnachroCon 2013 in Atlanta, Georgia. This is the end of February. What else have you got coming up?
We've got a bit of a homestand coming up, so we've got MomoCon in a couple of weeks, and then FroliCon, which is another local event here a couple of weeks after that. What's...
Steampunk's Empire.
Yes, Steampunk Empire Symposium in Cincinnati is coming up.
Geek Out, Nashville.
That's right, Geek Out in Asheville. Contemporal in North Carolina.
what's the November one we signed up for?
November.
We'll get there. There's
Oh yes, Octopodicon in Oklahoma City. That's all the way in November. Before that, we're going to be part of the Skyborn Music Festival, which is a big steampunk music festival that's happening in Dallas.
Yeah.
We're going to be part of at least the Steamstock Southern Leg Train Tour kickoff show. That's going to be us and the Cog is Dead, who's catching the train to hook up with This Way to the Egress. And we don't know about that yet, though.
Oh, maybe.
But the Cog is Dead is going to be on that show with us here in Atlanta before they head up north to meet up with This Way to the Egress and Frenchie the Punk, who are both great friends of ours, and they're all going to head across the United States to San Francisco. We might meet them in Frisco if we can. We're going to see if that happens. We're going to be playing at PlayOnCon in July. That's just outside of Birmingham. We just did our application for DragonCon. Give us a call.
That West Fest wants us back again.
Yeah, Old West Festival will be back there in Cincinnati. They're a hoot in Cincy. You know,
They're great.
Yeah,
the steampunk scene in Cincinnati is great. And just the
and
people in
Pittsburgh.
general we love.
Queen City.
Pittsburgh is awesome. That's right, the Queen City. We're working on trying to get a show booked in Pittsburgh. That's still unknown for the time being.
And we're trying for a lot of festivals this summer, which is a new thing
Oh,
for
yeah,
us.
That's
so-
true. Kind of some
I don't
more
know if
mainstream
anything
kind
will
of
happen,
festivals. So we'll
but,
see. We applied to Bonnaroo, so who knows?
Yeah.
What else?
If anybody
Probably.
knows anybody at Bonnaroo, please put in a word.
Give us a call.
And remember, extraordinarycontraptions.com, and you can get all the rest of the dates and the places you guys are being, and
Yep.
That's right.
effectively cyber stalk you in that way that we love our fans.
We welcome our cyber stalking over there.
Yay! Look at us and tell
Oh,
us.
one more. Steampunk World's Fair we're going to be at.
Oh, that's a great one.
In Somerset, New Jersey.
And we got a comic strip coming up too.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about the comic strip.
The comic strip is
Strip or a book?
it's going to be a strip and then made into a book once we get it done. We've only signed on for quarterlies, and our first one will be coming out in a couple, 3 months, we hope. So we're working with an artist that's also done some shirt work and worked with his significant other. So I'm on some work that they've done. But
We can tell them who the artist is.
we can't say it's Emily Foreman Bush,
No, the artist.
and William Kevin Petty is the artist.
William Kevin Petty is the amazing artist who's done some children's book illustration for Emily Foreman Bush, and he's been working with us for this comic strip, and he drew some cool t-shirt designs that are coming out for MomoCon in a couple of weeks. Tell us about the comic strip.
The comic strip is going to be really fun because there's stuff in there there's definitely backstory in there, and then there's going to be furthering of story, but it's going to take a little while. And then there's just hoot and fun, you know. So it's going to be they're going to be one pages. It's basically do multiple on one pages at a time, and then once we get enough of them, we'll book it up.
This will be a web comic.
Yes.
It'll be a webcomic.
For
It'll
starters.
probably be on our new site, and we may put it on with some e-zines. We'll see. But
Speaking of which, the new site is going to be awesome.
it will be as soon as
it's done.
As soon as it materializes.
Right.
It comes into this dimension.
Yes.
It's already awesome in the other dimension.
Right.
In other
That's
dimensions,
right.
yes.
The other
And
dimension.
that's in steampunk. How often does that? I mean, really? I mean, isn't that just how it goes?
Yes.
Yeah.
In the other dimension, it's awesome. Over here, tech issues.
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
What is it with this dimension and the tech issue? Why don't we just go hang out there?
Microsoft.
Ravioli.
Burblesmith.
Yeah.
Time Traveler's Constant came out in September. When do you start looking at a new album? How do you go about
We're
that?
all-
Do you
We started.
do you
It's a
throw holy
process.
water at it and say not yet, not yet?
We're
With
not
the
quite at
recording
that point
process
now.
yet. With developing new material, we basically start working on new material once the present album is complete and out. We road test pretty much everything that we play before we committed to recording.
Yeah, and I've been throwing a lot of stuff at them, and they're like, wait. So we're
Another 2
learning.
albums worth of
We've
songs
got
yet.
3 or 4 or 5 like partially started, and 3 of them are probably pretty close to performing out, and it's gonna be the next album is gonna be so different.
Well, we've got 2 album concepts that we're working on
Right,
to develop
simultaneously.
simultaneously.
Yeah.
We're not sure at this point which one we're
one's
going to
gonna come out
record
first.
first, or we may record both of them in tandem. Who knows?
Yeah,
The
Bruise Your Illusion.
yeah,
1 and 2.
yeah. But if we do, we'd probably
the
time.
Contraptions double CD set.
No, I don't know.
Well,
that
the funny thing is that they're unrelated.
they're not
They're
related.
2 completely separate concepts.
Oh no,
So
I
there's
know
one-
we can relate.
There's one that's
Uh-oh.
going to be very funk based,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's one that's like a definite noir kind of. It's very complicated.
I
and,
don't think that's mutually exclusive.
no, it's not. But what's happening in them is probably going to be very disparate. So
But we're working on material for both of those.
That's-
Sephora and I think, you're probably going to see a little bit more writing credits from us. We've been working on some new material. There's 1 song of mine on the present album, and I think you'll probably see a little bit more from us. But it's hard to compete with this one though, because he just
I can't
spits
tell
out
that.
new tunes all the time.
He's writing a
She's
song.
like, hey, I wrote this.
I keep well.
I wrote one right now.
It's like how about this deal for comics? How about some T-shirts? A postcard. You know, I can't help that.
He's got like creative projectile vomit stream of new ideas.
Yeah, if we did everything that we did, then we would never ever sleep or breathe.
It's true.
Right.
Or eat.
Yeah.
Or travel to shows.
That's right.
We'd just be sitting in a room somewhere with a live web feed while Alex goes, do this! What about this? Now how about this?
So we don't do that.
Thank goodness. Because sleep is nice.
Are you going to continue with the interludes between songs? Are you going to keep with that motif?
Well, let's just
I
say
think it depends on the album.
It'll depend on the
It was a
album.
lot of fun to do.
It was a lot of fun. I think we like having lots of fun. You know, so we like the idea of Easter eggs. And did you listen to it the second time? What was that? And if you put it on a big stereo, do you hear all the other stuff that's going on? Like some of the stuff was like 70 layers. So like not hearing all of it
Literally.
is very possible.
I mean-
But I will say that as far as what I want to happen, I am trying to work us up to rock opera level. So
I think we're all down for that.
I thought you were halfway there with this.
Good.
great.
I'm not joking. I'm not joking. Yeah.
So I think it could be really cool to do a larger scale production where we enlist a bunch of folks to help us out, and maybe we're the on-stage pit orchestra.
There's no doubt there will be some guest stars on the next album for sure. So.
And you heard that here first, is all I can tell you about that. I want to thank you guys for your time. I know you have to get back. The convention's not quite over, and you have a lot of people
We have
looking for
another
your
show.
time.
We've got one more show right now.
Thank you for watching Professor Upsidasium's Physiotronic Audiographic Steampunk Archive. Thanks to the staff and crew at AnachroCon. For more information, go to anachrocon.org. Very special thanks to the extraordinary Contraptions. For more information on tour dates and music purchases, please check out their websites. Our theme music, The Physiotronic Blues, was composed and performed by Alex White at thegearheart.com. Our motion graphics were provided by John Adams at Bluthwolf Studios. Contact him at bluthwolf@gmail.com. Please stay tuned as the experiment continues.